Hello. In this episode, we are showing you what composting in the winter looks like. I live in the South, and sometimes we have these unseasonably warm days, and I love to get out to my compost pile when that happens. Today, you have caught me sifting a finished compost pile. Then I'm going to flip a compost pile that's ready to rest into the empty bay, and then I'm going to make a whole brand new pile with a bunch of wood chips I got and some greens, and I'm going to show you all the different greens I add to my compost pile. Let's take a closer look at my compost bin system. My husband designed it and we built it together. It consists of 3 4-foot by 4-foot by 4-foot bays, and in the first bay, you can see I've been collecting green clippings from the garden and neighbors' pumpkins. All of the fronts are removable, as are the interior walls, to make it easy to flip. Over here, I've got almost all of the front slats off of bay 3 because I'm getting just the last dregs of this finished compost pile over here to sift. Let's take a look at my DIY compost sifter. These are relatively easy to make. I use some 2x4 scrap lumber. Hardware cloth is attached to the bottom using these special wood staples. And I just used outdoor wood screws to screw the pieces of wood together. And I made it the exact measurements so it fits over the wheelbarrow that I own, making things really easy. Let's start by saying sifting your compost when it is ready to use. I'm not going to use the word finished. Compost is never actually finished breaking down. But when it's ready to be put on your garden, sometimes it still has some larger chunks that have not fully decomposed during the mesophilic stage of decomposition. And for me personally, when I'm putting them on my raised beds, I like to have sifted out those large chunks and added them back to a bin to keep decomposing. Here's what we're left with. We've got some pine cones, we've got some larger pieces of the wood chips, we've got a bunch of roots because obviously this compost is amazing, and so all the plants nearby are trying to grow into that bin. After doing a coarse sift, this is what we're left with. And how can you argue with that? What's crazy is this started out as really large wood chips and food scraps, food that would normally have gone into the garbage, into the landfill, and contributed to greenhouse gases like methane. But now I have this to put on my garden, and I don't have to buy anything, and this costs me nothing to make, except time, energy, and love. Okay, we have completely emptied out bay 3. So we are ready to flip the pile in bay 2 that's ready to rest over here. So I'm going to start working on that right now. compost pile in bay 2 has been flipped into bay 3. And this one's just going to get to sit here until spring when we might need it. That should be enough time for it to finish decomposing to the point where we can use it in the garden.